Bad Bunny just dropped his new album titled El Último Tour Del Mundo, and I'm here to break it down and translate it for you. Now this is his third album in 2020 alone, and to be honest with you, it came in a surprise. I'm excited to check it out. It's my first Bad Bunny project. I mean, he obviously made good projects, being nominated for the best Latin pop album and this year's Grammy, so let's get into it. If you're new to my channel, I do music reviews that consist of me breaking down the artists in their album. So if you're a music fan, go ahead and subscribe to see more music content. We at 500 subscribers, next up 1,000. Please help me get there. Oh, and do me a favor, smash that like button. Let's begin. So first and foremost, let's make sure everybody is on the same page. Who is Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny is a 26-year-old Puerto Rican rapper, singer, and songwriter. People define his music as Latin trap and reggaeton with incorporations of rock and soul. This is a guy that's known for his deep slurred vocal style, but also fashion. He's raised in Vega Baja and initially gained popularity on SoundCloud while he was working at a supermarket, but also studying at the University of Puerto Rico. He mentioned he was never that kid that got involved in the streets. He actually liked being at home with his family. His mom used to listen to salsa and ballads, which made him actually want to become a singer when he was younger. But as he grew older, he started to develop an interest in rap, skateboarding, and professional wrestling, which ultimately influenced his fashion sense. So how does one get the name Bad Bunny? Believe it or not, he got the name because he was forced to wear a bunny costume in school, and he was photographed with an angry expression. And the rest is pretty much history. He broke through with his single So Pure in 2016 and rose to stardom after collaborating with people like Cardi B and Drake on the songs like I Like It and Mia, which charted the US Billboard Hot 100 charts at #1 and #3. But that's not all, the success continued. His debut album X100 Pre in 2018 was awarded the Latin Grammy for the Best Urban Music Album. He performed at the Super Bowl earlier this year with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, two legends. Became the first urban music Latin artist to be on the cover of the Rolling Stone magazine. Now, his second album actually became the highest charting all-Spanish album ever on the US Billboard 200 charts at #2. And here we are now with his newest album. So here's the track list, and translated is: The Word Is Mine, You Moved, Today I Charged, Wretched Poverty, Last Night, I Wish You All the Best, I See It That Way, Making You Love Me, Booker T, The Drug, DAKITI, Trellis, Sorry Poppy, 120, Before It's Over, and Before Christmas. So let's get into it. First song up, The Word Is Mine. Now off the back, it's a pretty long introduction, but the song pretty much talks about the security that he has in respect to what he thinks his music can achieve. And there's a lot of things about how people really didn't see that vision and how people really didn't trust him in what he intended to achieve. During the hook, it serves as a motivational message, saying things like the word is mine, the word is yours. But the beat is smooth, nice 808, and it's a very simple production. There's a nice high-pitched ukulele sample with a lot of space in the track for his vocals. Nice track. Now You Moved is a romantic reggaeton with lonely vibes. It's a cool dance vibe, but it changes up completely at the end of the song, becoming a more 80s retro pop feel and synthwave sound. The song talks about feelings of nostalgia, the feeling that he feels when he thinks about it as partner. And that involves him looking at pictures of her, thinking of moments like sex and walking together. But also during the song, he talks about the hopes of potentially being together in the future. Now, first thing first, for Today I Charge, the production is fire. And rightfully so, he boosts his achievements and the money that he made so far in the music industry. I love the flow and sample here. Simple but nice. One thing that I also love is that he compares himself to a lot of famous basketball players like LeBron, Ray Allen, and Steph Curry. Ballin'. Hands down, this is my favorite track. Now, Wretched Poverty has very heavily driven guitar production, and it definitely has a switch up. It sounds more like 80s pop, and it has a lot more singing in this track. Another thing that I love about this track is it has a nice trap hip hop switch up midway throughout the track as well. It tells a story about wanting to have enough money to buy luxury items for a girl that he's romantically interested in, to his girlfriend, even though it's not even necessary, to win her over because she's not interested or looking for money. Ultimately, he didn't have the money to be able to do those things. even though he wanted to, and he used this song as an opportunity to talk about social issues and why younger people commit crimes out of desperation, which is why you hear the gunshots and harmonica at the end of the track. Very nicely done. I love the message in the song. Now, Last Night goes back to reggaeton, and it talks about the insecurities that arose with a sexual encounter they had last night. They both talk about how the night was unforgettable and caused them to have bad feelings. They also repeat how they doubt it would happen again. Now, this is not the first time these two came together. They came together in Coachella back in 2019, and to be honest, it's a very nice combination. I love Rosalía on the hook, and I also love that it's a perfect balance between the two throughout the entire song. It's not more of one of the other. I Wish You All the Best speaks for itself. It's a farewell letter for a loving couple, and the song actually expresses his mistakes, his lies, the toxic attitudes, and some of the things that he could have did within a relationship rather than damaging it. There is a nice guitar, and the drums give a very bouncy feel to the track. I see it that way, switches up the style a little bit. A lot of punk rock influences, with again another bouncy hip hop switch up. His flow is tight and the hook is catchy. In the song, he highlights his unique fashion style, and he talks about how people criticize him for it, but he's still on the cover of magazines. Making You Love Me is a heartbreak song. Oh, my heart was kind of trash. There we go. The song relives different moments in a relationship, and then realizing that that same love is ending. I love the guitar on the track, and his tones during the hook is actually very melodic. The drums come in midway throughout the track and they give a little bit more rhythm, but it stays simple enough for him to be able to tell his story. Now, Booker T talks about a former American popular wrestler. Like I mentioned earlier, he is a fan of wrestling, and it's a huge passion and inspiration for him. Production is very bouncy, and it's a song that will keep you shaking your head with the triplet flow that he brings. Now, contrary to the title, this track is not actually about drugs. It's actually about being in love and comparing it to a drug because the woman has bad intentions, and it causes the same negative effects as if he was on the drug. A very creative comparison. The production has pump trap vibes on it with a nice guitar the last part of the song. And the change of rhythm is a good way of portraying his self-destruction, which he prevails throughout the track. Now, DAKITI was a track that was released before the album was released. It's a nice, smooth reggaeton track. I love how there's a high-cut EQ filter on the drums, and I love how there's a use of big sounds, but it still keeps the energy the same way. It's still that same smooth feel throughout the entire track. Triller talks about him being faithful in love, and this song actually reviews the intimate side of his feelings. There's a nice guitar and very futuristic sounds used, and it helps support his journey throughout space that he portrayed in the lyrics. To be honest, it gives me Beatle era vibes. Do y'all agree? Now, in Sorry Papi, it's another creatively written song. The woman is the protagonist and seeks to highlight her empowered position in the face of constant pressure from men. It serves as a dialogue between the two and how he tries to flatter her in so many different ways. Now, from a production standpoint, it's also awesome because there's a lot of live instrumentation used as well. Now, 120 is definitely a simply written song, but it's a song to really display the instrumentation in the track. There's a lot of synthwave sounds and a tad of R&B influences as well. The song takes place in the car trip, and it serves as the main source of motivation, while also referring to car brands along the way. Now, Before It's Over is nice as well. It's a song about happiness and joy. It mentions things like equality, positivity, and it looks at the positive things of today and tomorrow. I love the mix of guitar, hip-hop, and reggaeton in this track. And this is something that he does a lot in his production. He loves to mix different genres together, specifically hip-hop and reggaeton, but also find ways to influence different things like R&B and retro sounds as well. And then lastly, Before Christmas is a old song by trio Vega Bajino, and the original song was released in 1999. Now, Bad Bunny is not actually in this song, but the lyrics talks about the contrast between a wealthy and a poor family's Christmas. It talks about how some may experience it very happily, and then others may experience it very sad and complete opposite. I thought it was a cool way to end the album, not having him on the track, but also something that shows, in a sense, what he is influenced by, his culture and some of the stuff that he's raised on. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good project. To be honest, Bad Bunny gained a lot of respect from me because my initial thought just by looking at him, he'd just make a lot of songs that involves him just flexing on what he has. But no, it's the complete opposite. Yes, he has those songs, but in this album itself, it was very motivational. He was organic. He was vulnerable. He talked about relationships, failed relationships, while also creating scenarios where he was able to talk about social problems and issues. The production was phenomenal. It found ways of mixing reggaeton with hip hop a lot, and Bad Bunny thrived when it came to performing on these tracks. There was a great mix of singing, but also rapping as well, and I personally loved it. When it comes to the length of the track, I did not mind it at all. It was 16 songs, about 47 minutes, but I didn't think it was too long because there was so much differentiation and so many different styles to the genres that's in this album. I would honestly keep a good chunk of this album. There really wasn't a song that really missed. And my favorite song, hands down, is obviously Jhay Cortez. I mean, I opened up the video of me playing the sax to it. I mean, oh, and stay to the end to watch the entire thing. Really good track, really good production, heavily hip hop influenced here. Love his flow, not too much going on, a lot of space, and it's something I can turn up to. And I really don't have a least favorite track. So if I had to rate this album, for production I gave it a 9. It was very creatively done, and a lot of different differentiations and variations with the tracks as well. When it comes to vocalism, I have to give it an 8. I really did enjoy his singing. I love the features on there as well. There was times where he could be very melodic, just enough for his tracks, which is perfect. Songwriting, I gave it a 9. I thought it was a very creative way to display the messaging. It wasn't all about just one topic. Yes, it was in Spanish, but when I was able to translate it, it was easily interpreted and honestly well put together. Overall, I feel like I gave it a 9. I'm definitely gonna be listening to this again. I am so impressed with this album. So altogether, if you add everything up and you divide by 4, you get an 8.75 out of 10. Let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about this album. I personally enjoyed it, so let me know what y'all think. And leave a thumbs up while you at it. Okay, so I'm reviewing an EP titled The Nature of War by artists that go by the name of Kane Casket. Kane is a creative and dedicated artist based out of New Jersey. He's a jack of all trades. He produces music, he directs his music videos, and illustrates and animates all of his graphics. I mean, which you can see is pretty amazing. And when it comes to his music, he actually blends melodic sounds with abstract and versatile lyrics. He mentioned his poetic observations are perceptive and pensive, with hooks that feel very familiar and unique. And after hearing the first minute of this project, I'm like, yo, this guy's raw. The project is amazing, and I truly enjoy each of the 6 tracks. He's unique, and in his music, I hear a lot of influences like Kanye, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, and Frank Ocean, but mixed with hella originality. 2 tracks that I do want to point out and my favorite are Camo and Prism. See, Camo leads with very spacious tones in the production, with Kanye-like singing in the beginning and during the hook of the track. It's also backed up with an amazing verse and amazing production. Loved a lot of drum samples. I'm hearing an amazing bass line and guitar with very melodic piano tones. Added to the playlist, my guy. Prism, I love the electronic drum pattern. And there was a lot of creativity using the effects that's put on the instrumentation as well as the voice. I'm hearing distortion in the voice with a guitar that gives you spacious and rock elements, along with a lot of sonic and synth instrumentation. And there's also saxes used in this track as well. And you know how much I love sax. Look, I'm very impressed, and I really love it because it's hard to really tell it's a specific genre as the project continues. I hear a lot of alternative, I hear a lot of hip hop, and I also hear a lot of sonic, soulful 70s funk influences used as well in the production. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, it's probably one of the most creative projects that I've heard from an independent artist. So if I had to rate the project for production, I gave it a 9. Amazingly done, well put together. A lot of different sounds and effects on those sounds and instrumentation that really put the project together. And then every single song was different, it's unique, and it really fits the brand of the artist. Vocalism, I gave it an 8. I do love the vocal effects that you used, and it was well performed. It gave me a lot of Kid Cudi, Kanye vibes. Songwriting, I gave it a 9. A well-written project, creatively done, and it's also catchy. And then overall, I feel like I gave it a 10. There's a lot of songs that I love. It's unique, and it's something that stands out compared to everything that I've been listening to recently. So altogether, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Well mixed, well put together. I love the instrumentation from the drums to the sax to the bass to the synth, the guitar, the piano. Definitely unique with the sound design. And y'all should check it out too. It got my approval. Thank y'all for watching. Yeah. Y'all made it to the end. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all like, and keep supporting the channel. We are growing. We are at 500 subscribers, and we almost close to 1,000. I keep the videos coming, y'all. And remember, look, your only limitations are those in your own mind. All right, Stevie TV out.